afternoon. Um, it's so cold here in Clearwater. It's not getting under the 40s today. Thought I'd move my stuff inside so I can continue work on this Trans Am I'm building. I lost a week probably in weather because I couldn't work outside, so I said to hell with it, and I just brought everything in today. As I started to do this, I noticed this chassis with the motor bracket in it wasn't level, it was rocking. So I desoldered it, as you can see here. So I gotta clean this up and resolder it. So I'll have to reset my excuse me. I'll have to reset my wheelbase, which is not a big thing. It's just extra work. And I'm gonna go outside and grab my files. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is just a cheap, cheap little set of files I got from Hobo Freight. A couple bucks, $2.99 or something. Which they're not professional, but they do the job. 10 files, different angles, from a little rat tail to a flat. So you got choices. Just clean these up a little. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, leaving a little solder on there is good because it'll heat up quick and make a better connection when you heat it back up when you're remounting that motor bracket. Just want to take the high spots out of it. That looks pretty good. I'll tell you, it's quite a bit different working with this smaller stuff, smaller scale. Can't do this little one, can it? Everything's so much smaller. It is. The brass is smaller building the chassis. All the screws are smaller. Okay, the front axle is fixed. So we just got to adjust it. placement of the motor bracket. To center up the wheels up in the wheel well. That looks pretty good right there. I can't see my screen, so I can't tell if you can see this or not. So we're going to go with that. What we'll do now is pin this so it doesn't change location on us. The iron is hot. A little flux. Little solder. Heat is your friend when you're doing this. You hear that sizzle? I don't know how much you can see. Probably my hands in the way. Now that flux will let that solder travel around. Leave the iron on both pieces of brass for a few minutes. Not even a few minutes, for a minute or so. And that solder will flow in around, fill the gaps, and attach the two pieces together. Turn it around to the other side. Once it's cooled down, I'll flip the chassis over and check the gaps and see if I need to solder it again from the other side. Probably not, but I like to check. Hear that sizzle? Now that solder will follow the flux right into the crevice, the crevasse. That looks pretty good. Let that cool down. Let it cool down. I'll unpin it and see what the other side looks like. This is what I'm building. It's a 1/32 scale 1970 Pontiac Trans Am. I'm gonna. It's a. The kit doesn't have much for decals. I'm going to use the same paint scheme, but I'm going to add some numbers to it. That's probably my favorite year, Firebird. I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to use a full interior or not. I've done both ways. Like my NASCAR car, I just sent in was a full interior. They're much more difficult to make because you gotta cut this out to fit around the motor, and there's always a pain in the ass doing that. I may just make a tray interior that sets in here, which is I use these are like beer coasters that I cut, and I just cut a piece that will fit inside here, go up under the door, and then you make your spot, mount your driver to it, and you can put a little dash in, put a roll bar, and you're done. Paint it up the way you want it. That's the much easier way, and it's significantly lighter than all the seats and crap that you got to put in the model interior. So I will probably go this way. I'm thinking about doing this now, most of the time, just using a tray interior rather than a full interior. It's a pain in the ass to do a full interior. It's heavier, so I think I'm going to go this way from now on. And um, there's a lot of tray interiors that you can buy with the driver already mounted on it. You can buy them and then just paint them up. These are my own drivers. I printed 3D printed whatever scale I want. This doesn't even get a package of these for I don't know 100 of them for $1.99 or something at the dollar store. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I have some figures here. I got to paint. I got the I got the girl giving you the bird as she's driving by. That's going in my T-bird. I've got a spectator that appears that he's yelling and pointing at the track. I gotta ping him up. I get this woman with her hands on her hips watching a race. And I think this guy is a track marshal. He's on the headset, I think. For my painting of figures, I invested in this piece of machinery. I think it's called a helping hands or something similar. It's adjustable. Got a magnifying glass, so us old guys can see what we're doing. Everything's pretty much adjustable, so you can find a position that works for you. And it's got a weighted base, so it's pretty heavy. It's not gonna fall over or knock around a lot. You have to give it a good shot to move it. So I like it, and it wasn't expensive. I think that was another Hobo Freight tool. My soldering station over here. I don't know if you can see that. You can't. I'll have to pick you up and move you for a minute. Get the soldering station there. I actually redid this whole thing yesterday because I have a new desktop computer a guy's building me. So I'm going to need a lot more room for that. I'm going to have dual screens. So my workspace is going to change quite a bit. As you can see, it's just across from the track. The track's here, just the other side of the room. hope to be able to do multi-screen videoing once I get my new computer set up. So I'm not going cheap. I'm buying good components, and the guy has built me desktops and laptops in the past, so he's always treated me right. So, and I could pick out the components that I wanted. And Joe from Araras Carreras was very helpful. Yeah, that's good. Solder came through on the other side. It's good and solid. Let's see how level it is. This stuff's been sitting outside for a week. All of these, like, see these tubes and bushings, they shouldn't be like that. But that's because they've been outside in the damp for a week. So before final assembly, everything will be cleaned. I just take the whole chassis once I got everything soldered up. First, I'll take the files, and maybe a drill bit to the inside of the axle tubes, clean them up good. Um, then I usually give the completed chassis a bath in baking soda and vinegar, and I have a brass brush. I just clean it up like that. Um, Sometimes I'll polish the brass and not paint it. Other times I'll paint it. See, that's nice and flat now. That's the way it should be. Cool. Let me see. Is there anything else I can tell you? Probably not. My next move is going to be to solder some brass here and that side, and that will be my body mounts. I'm hoping to use these, which will be placed here on the inside of the body, like this. And then there'll be holes in this brass, and those screws will go through the brass and into that. So that's the next phase. Maybe as I get a little further along, I'll update you with that. I have outside. I also have a mini chop saw and a mini tabletop saw. Tabletop saw is about this big. The chop saw is about that big. Um, Next time I work out there, I'll take a little video and show you those tools. And I'm presently looking at a small bench drill, small drill press, and it's only like this big. So, because it's a pain in the ass trying to drill this tiny brass holding it, you know. Put it in a drill press, you can line it up and get the holes perfect. So, yeah, this is the guide tongue that's soldered in there. So that's how you start. You set your motor bracket, try and set your wheelbase, and then you can figure out your guide tongue where it's going to go, because you want the tongue to be inside the body. You don't want it hanging out the front here. Sometimes with little cars, it's hard to do that. Um, like my Cobra, and maybe this one too. Yeah, see, this was a short wheelbase, and that was hard to do that. With the way the frame is and where the axle had to go, there really wasn't room to pull the guide tongue back, so that hangs at the front a little. I would prefer it didn't, but I couldn't find a way to engineer it so it didn't. And listen to me, engineer, like I can engineer anything. And all, same thing here with this. This is an H&R chassis on the Cobra. Same thing, short wheelbase. Just no room. So sometimes you're gonna run into that. You can't always make it perfect, but that's all right too. All right, guys. I'm gonna stop for now in Clearwater 124. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Come on back. See ya.